How's it, guys? Welcome back to FX Rhapsody. Today we will be looking at the British pound US dollar again, and also the British pound Japanese yen. Okay, before we hit the charts, please go visit my website. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can see that all my new videos will be posting here. So all you do is just click on the image and it will take you straight through to the videos. Scrolling down even more, you can see my featured strategies. Strategies just proven to work, and just go check them out. We've got our trader sentiment at the bottom here that updates automatically, and then all my social links at the bottom. And then also scrolling to the side on the sidebar, you've got your video categories. So depending on your trading, if you're only getting started, just go click on this tab and it will take you straight through to my videos on how to get started in trading, and tells you all about the trading and what it is about, strategy analysis, and all these kind of things, all the VIX 75 videos. You've got your trading platforms as well that you can download, or the economical calendar. Click on the image and it will bring it up for you. And then and I've also got my preferred brokers. Just click on the brokers tab and it will take you through to my preferred brokers. These guys are brilliant. You've got a nice 50% welcome bonus, 10% deposit. You can deposit via Ozo, Payfast, Visa, Scroll, even Bitcoin, and even more Ethereum, I think, as well. These guys have got amazing spreads. Click on it and it will show you the type of spreads that they've got. And then also they are an A-book broker, so click on the A-book broker if you don't know what it is, and it will tell you exactly what an A-book broker is. You've also got some resources at the top here that you can download, candlestick cheat sheets that I've created, and then also the commitment of traders that we use for our trading. So all you do is just click on the icon here and it will download the commitment of traders to your laptop or even your smartphone. Okay, so looking at the chart for the GBP USD on the monthly time frame, we can see that, let me just expand it a bit. We can see that this consolidation area is still in play. British pound is trying to make a move to the downside for this month already, candle pushing down but then retracting nicely. So let's see where this candle closes towards the end of the month. There's a couple of days left, so let's see if it breaks this consolidation to the downside, which means then we're going to look for a nice little bit of retracement, or just the price will be just pushing down to the downside. So on a weekly time frame, let's expand a bit. There we go. So on a weekly time frame, we can see that the slight movement, like I said, it's this channel that the pound is moving in. There we go, and then just get as much wicks in as possible. You can actually, there we go. So you've got all these candles, the wicks touching there. So you can see this bearish trend or channel that the pound is moving. And then also at the bottom here, you can see this area over here. So the pound is trying to push through that area. It came through, pulled back. So yeah, like I said, this is let's see what this week's candle the candle does. Will price push to the downside, tapping this liquidity, because you can see this candle that pushed to the downside broke that trend line, but it was just hunting liquidity that was lying at the bottom here. And then let's see what the next candle will do. Will it do exactly the same, push through? Because we will see, or we do see, all this liquidity that's lying at the bottom. Let's just make that, sorry guys, let's just make that the blue color, so you know that all that liquidity is lying at the bottom there. So let's see what this candle for next week will do. Will it start pushing to the downside, tapping out that liquidity at the bottom there? On a daily time frame, so we know that, like I said, we've got this downwards movement. So now I'm just going to draw this trend line over here, just making that trend a little bit smaller. So again, just getting in as much candles as possible. There you go. Just going to expand this a little bit. You can see that. And then what we have here, right there. So we're seeing that there's this candlestick pattern that's forming, this wedge pattern. So if I just minimize it a little bit, you can see it better. So price have been moving up and down this area, this big area of support at the bottom here. So now what we can find, we can see as price can actually just go and tap, and then tap that area. So we have that, or price is just going to go down, tap that area, not breaking that resistance, or maybe, so we'll just wait and see what price does. So price needs to actual fact break this area, or then break that area, and then make a nice retracement for a nice long sell, a nice long buy at this area, and vice versa on this area over here, breaking that, retracing, and then going to the downside. So we have those scenarios, but then let's look at our Fibonacci. So our Fibonacci, we can see we draw it from the high to the low at this swing low at the bottom. So we can see price came up and basically almost touching the 50%. But I would like to see price from here on. It made, like you see, it came down, came up, and it made a little bit of a retracement. I would like to see price going at least up until, you know, we have that, like I've said plenty of times before, price likes to retrace back to that 62, between the 62 and the 79% area. Not always. I mean, guys, this is not like clockwork. That price doesn't always retrace back to that. That is why you need to go through. This is a higher time frame in the daily. This might happen on your hourly, on your 15 minutes, on your 5 minutes. So drill down to those lower time frames and see what price does, and then react to that. So then again, same scenario, same way around analyzing the daily, and so forth. Go down to your lower time frames, analyze it exactly the same, and then you can see how price on the lower time frames might retrace back to an area of a 62%. I've made a couple of videos on that, so just go check them out, and yeah, let's see what happens. But again, on the higher time frames, I mean, I would like to see price doing that for that huge buy, touching that trend line as well. And it's very, I mean, it's a little bit more confirmation. So let's see what the COT report offers us. So on a pound, we can see that the pound has been jumping up and down. So it went from a 7,000 net positions, went all the way down to minus 24,000. This huge drop, like you can see over here. So that's that huge drop. I mean, over here as well, huge drop coming up and another huge drop. And then you can see this price pushing up in the last couple of days. And then it went to 4,000 net positions, meaning that a lot of shorts was closed, and it's sitting on a minus 218. So for me, I think price will still make that push to the upside. If I look at the COT reports, these guys are just gearing up for bigger things. So it's just the bigger institutes and banks just placing their orders. So they're placing a lot of shorts in the market, and then yeah, let's see what happens in the next week ahead. So that is it for GBP USD. Let's go to our British pound Japanese yen. Very similar to cable, basically very similar to GBP USD. We can see that there is definitely this area of consolidation, just waiting for price to actually break that on a monthly time frame. You can see the price actually came down again. Let's just make that bigger. You can see price came down tapping that. So in actual fact, you can just draw that consolidation there. So price needs to break that area to the downside, and then you will see this big, like these big movements on a monthly. So, you know, price just consolidating here. If you look at the news and all that, fundamentals, you know, something big in the market is going to happen. Price has just been consolidating for the last couple of months. So on a fundamental perspective, we can see that, or we are trying, or we can see prices gearing up for something. So something big is going to happen. Don't know where, but yeah, definitely it's going to shift the markets to make these big moves. So anytime you can see consolidation happening in the market, you know something big is happening in the world. And then, yeah, we are gearing up for something that's going to we need something to drive that price, if I can say that. And for us as traders, we are looking out for those type of events. You know, it can be catastrophes, wars, it doesn't matter what it is, but those events will drive price to the downside, and that's where we unfortunately capitalize on those events. Let's just go to the weekly time frame. Okay, so on a weekly time frame, oops, there we go. You can see again, there's this wedge pattern, or this candlestick pattern that's forming here. It's that, and then it's Georgia. There we go. Let's just make it nice and neat. It looks pretty good. Okay, so that pattern is forming. And again, those of you that's not familiar with this pattern, so basically we're waiting for price to either break to the downside, then break, retest, retest and go down, and vice versa. So we need price to just break that area, go for the retest on that line, trend line, and then wait for that big movement to the upside. Again, this is weekly, guys. This is for the long swing traders. The guys are not intraday traders, taking the big moves. So that's basically what we are waiting for in the market. Let's leave that in, and we go to the daily time frame. Let's just minimize it a bit so we can just adjust this slightly. So I would like to put it there. So not looking at this as I'm just drawing it over here, so to get as many candlesticks touching that line. So we have it touching here, very slightly there, and then touching it there. This one over here, and this one adjust a little bit more. So I'm just trying to get as many candlesticks in as possible, and then right about there, expand it a little bit. I'm very pedantic when it gets to things like this. Okay, I'm not going to do that all the way, but you get what I want to do. Okay, so now we're looking at that. We can see that over here, if we scroll a little bit back, you can see that price came up and it came down. So over here, you can see that, again, we have done this analysis before, that price actually just went and tapped that liquidity, okay, with this candle. So all that liquidity that was lying at the bottom here. You can draw it in further, so you can just be, so liquidity, that's the sell orders that was lying at the bottom there. So basically then price came up. So price tapped that liquidity, came up, hit that trend line as a resistance, bounced down it, or bounced off it, went to the downside, bounced off a little bit of support that was at the bottom here, also this trend line very close to it, bounced up, not tapping liquidity. You can see that all this liquidity is still intact at the bottom, so the price has been driven down. Okay, you can see all these buy orders lying at the top there, and then price came down again, and once more, just for the second time, you know, repeating what it did before, just hunting that liquidity and then push the price to the upside. So this is now where we can see price retesting and revisiting this area here. So is it a case of price for this week? Will price break this area, do that retest like I've said, and then do its move to the upside? That's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is obviously price will be going down, and again maybe doing exactly the same, because like I said, price likes repeating itself. So maybe not tapping that liquidity yet, maybe just going close to that. So if I have to, well, let's just look at the Fibonacci. We're going from the high to the low to where it tapped that liquidity. You can see that price tapped that exactly on the 70.5%. Price came up, ended the week, ended Friday on that area over there. Let's just highlight it again. Key area, price came up. Like I've just explained in GU, would like to see price going up in that area, touching that trend line, and this is exactly what it did in the GBP JPY. Price came up, tapping that area, and now it's looking like it's gearing up for a nice little sell to the bottom before it maybe just bounces off the top. So let's do that. So my bias for this week is obviously it looks like price might sell off nicely. Again, let's just get for more confirmation. So we looked at the British pound. We're knowing that the net positions was low in the minors, went up to the 4,700 range, and then all of a sudden lots of shorts was put in the market again. So let's see what's... So in order for this price to be driven down, we want the Japanese yen to get stronger. And we know from previous analysis that the Japanese yen, like we saw, it's all in this minus 60, minus 6. So it went from minus 60,000 to minus 66,000, going down to minus 63, minus 62, minus 6. So you can see it's sitting currently on minus 56,000 in net position. So basically, these guys are closing their shorts, putting some longs in the market. So basically pushing price to the downside. And hence you can see as well the slight movement to the downside, even though the British pound is also still strong. But you can see this weakness in the pound versus the yen, because the yen is getting a little bit stronger, so pushing this price down so ever so slightly. So this is again why my bias is a little bit on a sell for this week. But again, guys, just roll down to your lower time frames. The same analysis that I'm doing over here, just go do it on your hourly 15 minutes, 5-minute time frame. And again, I have made a video where I do it on the one minute. So don't throw away those lower time frames. So that is all from me for this weekend on these two pairs. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the analysis. Don't forget to press that like button. Put your comments in the comment section. And I'm not going to be doing any analysis next weekend on these pairs. Taking a bit of a holiday, but I'll be back in the weekend after that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And guys, I hope you are having a fabulous weekend. Stay safe and happy trading, guys.